Okay, so welcome to the December meeting of the Jaffna Club, which we always hold on the first Sunday of the following year, so it doesn't interfere with New Year celebrations, and Happy New Year to everybody. So the photograph is one taken by me at the Jaffna clock tower. Normally I'm in bed, but this time I was invited out. So there I was. So the speaker this month is from 3AxisLabs. So 3AxisLabs is one of the smartest tech companies we have in Jaffna. And they've just started an AI development. So the CEO is with us, Prasanth, Subendran, and he will tell you more about that in due course. As usual, I start with some information for people who are new to the Zoom. You know, we have many more watching the recording than are live, but here we go. So the club will facilitate, foster, and support social intercourse and fellowship among its members. It will build a network of members and non-members that can work together to promote the economic development of the Northern Province. What is the Jaffna Club for? The club is a catalyst to help people like us connect with each other and help people like us connect with Northern entrepreneurs and business opportunities. So the reason I say it's a catalyst is the club doesn't try to build an empire for itself. The club does not raise money, it does not donate money, but it allows this network to connect directly and transact as they will. So we've had a meeting every month without fail since September 2020. And I just gradually page forward through here so we can see the sort of people who have spoken at the club. And I think here you see a who's who of people who have had impact on the economic development of the North. So we've had academics, we've had a past governor, we have CEOs, marketing consultants, Stephen Hall, head of the Halo Trust, who the British NGO that was removing landmines. Dr. Satyamurthy, well-known character, heading the medical sector in the North. World Vision, Dr. Dhananand Sentharaja, and the recently opened Northern University presented last month. So now we have Prasanth, CEO of 3AxisLabs. So Prasanth, if you want to take over the screen.
Sure. Hi, everyone. Thanks again for having me. So I'll share my screen. Give me a second. Okay. Can everybody see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So today I'm going to take this opportunity to talk about my journey actually. So how we started, how is it going, and what's the plan for the future. So for me, I actually started with Basi.lk. So in 2015, that time I was participating in Jala Itihad season 3, I guess. So they brought these angel investors. That's the first time they have brought, and that's the last time, I guess. So they brought these angel investors to the challenge, and then those investors promised actually to invest 1 million rupees to the winners, and we were the winners. And eventually, I got funded from those angels, $50,000 in that time, 2015. And then it was going well. I met several people in that network. And then COVID hit 19 in 2020 early March. The country was in lockdown. So there's no passenger transport at all. So we had zero revenue, and I was looking for other opportunities. That wasn't unexpected because 2019 December, the COVID news actually came, but then within 3 months, the country was closed. Then I was thinking, and that time I talked with Nirojan, and I know Nirojan since 2015. Again, through Basit. When I was doing Basit, he was the person who helped with the technology part. And then he was working in a corporate in Colombo that time. So I met, we were friends. So Nirojan and myself talked, and he was also interested to do his own company, actually, product company. That's how 3Axis came. I'll talk about it later. And then regarding Basti, then okay, everything was going okay. Then we thought, okay, the COVID is over. Then the economic crisis came. Everybody know people were in line for the fuel, and there's no passenger transport. And then during the time we used that time to upgrade our software, and then now it is rebounds, and that is going as a what do you call a lifestyle business with a separate dedicated teams. I don't involve on a daily basis, so we are monthly breaking even and able to cover our expenses, and then I'm looking for some sort of partnership with someone, so who can take this to the next level, or maybe acquisition. So that company is going as a lifestyle business. But that is the first startup. I learned a lot about doing a startup, actually, a company, because I come from an engineering background. I studied at University of Moratuwa, so I know nothing about finance, marketing, sales. What do you call everything? Talking to an investor, you name it, other than engineering part or mathematics. So I learned all these things by doing Basit. Okay, so I was learning myself, and practically as well as theoretically. So I learned all these things, and I was having that knowledge so that I can use that in future ventures. So 3Axis, okay. Then in 2020 we started. 2021 April we started that, and we wanted to be a product company that time because Basit is a product company. So I thought we can raise fund and we can do a product for a low code platform. So that time we thought the low code. This is before generative AI. Yeah, if someone says, okay, I want to develop a low code platform, it will be a silly idea because nobody is going to do that, or nobody is going to use that in future. So then that time we wanted, and then fortunately or unfortunately, we didn't get any investment or any investors. And then we started to do our service. We are good engineers. We can develop software. So we thought, okay, we'll provide it as a service to others and bring money. So in a way, we were bootstrapping us. So we started in a small co-working space in the Stanley Road by Untitled Chapter. So that time the co-working space was very basic, and we were there. We were using the space for around a year, and then we moved to our own office now in 2022. Actually, Jahan actually opened that, cut the ribbon for that office, and we were doing software business. The edge or the advantage we had is the community, Tamil community around the world, because of them we were able to spark the projects, and we were able to kickstart the business without waiting for any long-term business networking or anything. So we were able to communicate through LinkedIn or whatever the networking events, we can go there and we can tap them, and we were able to, and referrals from other Tamils as well. So we were able to bring the projects, and so far we have brought around half quarter a million to the community. So it's actually went as a payroll and other expenses to the community, and all this money actually nothing came from Sri Lanka. So all the money actually brought from abroad to Jaffna, especially North. So that was actually that's the impact we have created. And so far we have created around 40 employment on a time to time, different time. So if we take the cumulative number, so we have created around 40 employment so far. Internship or associates or UI UX developers, whatever. So we have created, and they are working in different companies, and certain people are working with us. So we help the community to develop, to create high value employment actually. And then we actually monitor the market. So that time in 2023, we were monitoring. When we were monitoring, so we thought this AI wave actually. So it's a big wave. It's not like something, some wave like a blockchain or maybe AR, VR, or maybe you name it, IoT. So I was in those waves, but this is a different one. It's kind of a tsunami. So we wanted to be part of that wave actually. So we thought, okay, since we what do you call got into since we were doing the product development, we took a decision. So we are going to develop a AI product. We will develop this for 6 months. Since we have 3 co-founders, myself and another co-founder, Saithian, will take care of the service business, and the other co-founder, Nirojan, will take care of the product development. So that was the agreement. That was the strategy we decided. And then Nirojan started developing the product in February 2024. And he launched it within 3 months. He launched a basic version, very basic version, which is called MindMap AI. And the interesting part is when we were thinking about idea for the AI, because AI can solve a lot of things, but what's the idea we are going to work, or maybe what's the problem we are going to work. So that's the other challenge. We have to find the problem, because we are good engineers, we know business, how to do business, but again, what's the idea to work on? There are a lot of ideas, and we create a lot of products for our clients and for us. Then Nirojan is kind of a hardcore MindMap user. So we went with that idea, okay, MindMap, AI-powered MindMap, because why we have chosen, even though the market is existing for that, there are a lot of players in that market, traditional players. But still we wanted to develop that. So I'm talking about this part. So because what we saw is AI-powered application is kind of a zero start point for everyone. Even though you can be in the industry for 20 years or maybe 10 years, that doesn't matter. So the development is going to be a zero start point for everyone. So we thought, okay, we can build the product from AI first and as software. And we developed, that's the advantage we have to quickly move. And Nirojan was Nirojan was the initial member, and after 3 months we added one digital marketer person, I mean team member to Nirojan, so that they both can do some marketing. Because at the end of the day, any product without traction is nothing. In my point of view. So you can build a product, but if you don't have any users, it doesn't matter. So the marketing is very important. So we thought, okay, we will market this and see if we don't get any users within next 3 months, altogether 6 months, 3 months for the product development and 3 months for the marketing. And if we don't get at least 100 or 200 users, we will give up this idea and move on to another idea, another problem, another product. That was our initial strategy. And fortunately, what we have seen is um, users coming to our site every day, from 10 users to 100 to 200, 300, and up to now we have 1,500 users every day coming to our site. Altogether, we have, as of now, in the last 4 months, um, we have 60,000 users signed up for our product. So that means 90,000 users have visited our website, and 60,000 have signed up. That actually gave us not to work on any other thing. We should focus on this one, because when we saw 10,000 users, we were very excited, because actually we were expecting 100 users. When we saw 10,000 users, it was kind of excitement for us. Then slowly we were adding some team members to the MindMap team. From 3Axis service business, we were adding. And last month in December, we decided not to take any service project, but to fully focus on MindMap AI, because we don't want to distract ourselves by getting service project and working with them. And that is how the MindMap AI is going. So I can quickly show what we are building, so that you can get an idea. So yeah, even this slide is this one. Actually, I made it from my own product, MindMap AI. So here I will. This is a product. So to give a brief about MindMap AI, MindMap is not a concept invented by us, actually. It was invented by a person called Tony Buzan in 1970s. So what MindMap is, instead of listing down the things in a linear way, you list down things in a diagram as a diagrams, so that your brain can consume the information but effectively, so that you can easily memorize, or maybe easily understand the things, what's going on, rather than a list of things. So these are some of the companies we got from our signups, actually. And then we have a basic different pricing plan. So if someone purchase for monthly, so we have a basic plan versus pro plan, and the free plan has a limitation of the number of credits you can actually utilize. And for yearly, we are giving 50% off. The strategy here we have is to give that additional mind mapping. So that means a manual mind mapping. So you can create a node by hand and then drag and drop and create the mind maps. So we are giving that for free. So we are going to give. So that is our strategy, and we are not. We are going to sell the AI credits. Kind of, we are not selling car, actually. We are selling the fuel. So without fuel, you cannot drive a car. So here, without AI credits for any AI app, so there is no point having a lot of features or anything. The user can have the car, but he can't drive. But for that, we want to give the car. So because of that, we are giving that traditional mind mapping, the manual mind mapping, uh, as free. So anyone can come, create any number of projects. That is one of the strategy to adapt free users, more users coming to our site. So we utilize that strategy. And okay, I'll look into this website. So here, so here I can create a new project, and I can ask anything to create as a mind map. So even I can upload any files like audio, video, image, or anything. But at the same time, I can also give a text, and I can ask anything to create a mind map. For example, let me ask startup pitch deck or something. Maybe everyone is familiar with that. So if I ask that, so it will give a mind map for a startup pitch deck. So what are the basic things you have to focus? And so I can expand it further, or maybe with details, then it will give more details for each nodes. So this way, it's easy to understand. So like, for example, the problem, solution, business model, market, TM, financial, call to action. So these are the things, the main thing. So we can refine this mind map. We can manually ask to add a node by chatting. For example, add a node for market validation or something. So it will add that node. So AI will do the job. So the way of interacting is going to change in future, or maybe it's already. Um, so nobody is going to do manually anything. So the market validation is here under market. So nobody is going to actually go and type market validation. So people are going to ask actually. So people are going to say what I need, and then the AI tools, whatever the tools. It's not about MindMap AI, but whatever the tools out there is going to provide what the user is asking. So that is the way of going to be in the future. I mean, doing things in future. So if I want a website, someone is going to actually ask, I want a website for a restaurant with a what do you call it? My restaurant is an Italian restaurant, and I'm preferring a theme of red color. And can you give me the website? And the tool, whatever the tool, AI tool, has to actually give the website within a minute or within 5 minutes. It has to prepare the website, putting the right images, right descriptions, right menu, and everything. So only thing is, user will be saying, okay, no, my website for the Italian restaurant website, pasta is not $15, maybe I change it to $20. Then it will do the job. So nobody is going to go and click and do the things the same way they did in the past. So it's like you are going to ask, and it has to what do you call present it, or maybe do the things. So it's going to be for anything. That's how I see this the future of interaction. So I think people already have started to ask everything from ChatGPT rather than going to Google, because ChatGPT will summarize the answers and everything. So, so we are playing in the mind map. So, what is our future plan is? So we are entering into diagrams actually. So diagram is like a 15 times bigger market than mind map. So when I say diagrams, it's mainly the flow chart, organization charts, or any charts actually. So those chart creation using AI is bigger market, and we will be entering it because why we are doing that, the same backend we have can be used to generate those diagrams, just changing the front end, and the market is 15 times bigger than the MindMap target, and we want to enter into that. So if you want to name a few companies, Miro, maybe Lucy Chart, Creately, these are the companies playing in the diagrams market. So we are a new entrant, but we know how to bring the users. What are the things to do to bring the users? So based on our experience with the MindMap AI, and we will be moving as a visual diagram company in 2025. That is our goal for 2025. And so you may ask, what is internhub.lk? So that's a platform. So when we were doing 3AxisLabs, this was a strategy. So we were on one part, we were providing services to the customers. So we were actually helping the customers to build their own product using our technology expertise. And on the other hand, we were working on a couple of products. So one thing is the MindMap AI. And before AI, we started this internhub.lk, and we were slowly developing that platform. So what is Intern Hub? I can show it. So this is the one. So this is, we targeted Sri Lankan market. So the idea is, if any company wants to push a vacancy, let's say if I want to hire a HR intern, then that vacancy has to go to the students who are studying the HR related courses. or maybe if I want to hire a digital marketing intern, that digital marketing intern vacancy has to go to the student's email inbox that this company is looking for a digital marketing intern, and then it's a win-win for the company as well as for the students who are looking for a internship, because now only the top companies have the power to connect. I mean, they have a huge HR department to work with all these universities to cherry pick the interns. And rest of the people, 90% of the students are left with no options to find internship. As well as there are a lot of new companies actually coming up every day, and they don't have a brand or anything, but the student doesn't know these companies. There is a vacancy in these companies, so we are connecting this gap. So that is the idea for that. So this is a website. So we have actually completed this product. So we have completed even integrated the payment gateway. But since we are going to focus on MindMap AI 100%, so we are not going to do this anymore. So if we find any interested team or entrepreneurs who wants to take this forward, then we are open to talk to them, and they can take, because we have done the product part. Because I would say this is a great thing, because when I was doing Basi Total, I'm the solo founder. That's a mistake I had done because I didn't expect that I would be the solo founder. That's a mistake I have corrected when I started 3AxisLabs. In 3AxisLabs, we have 3 co-founders. So I would say the best advantage we have in 3AxisLabs rather than anything. So solo founder is very difficult. So whenever solo founder, my focus is to focus on where to focus actually in the product development. So if I start product development, then coding is kind of a what do you call, coding need very focused job. So every day you have to take your laptop and code. Then only you can become a best coder. You cannot be a coder like taking the laptop on Monday and then next Monday if you look at the code, even you don't understand what you have written actually. When I was doing Basi.lk, the challenge was to find my technical partner or technical co-founder. I didn't have one. So that's why I was working with Nirojan, and that friendship ended as 3AxisLabs co-founder with me in 3AxisLabs and now with MindMap AI. So I would say it's a good thing now. And but the bad thing is the solo founder is very difficult because I couldn't develop the product as I wanted, because I wanted to focus on bringing the bus operators, agents, and passengers, promoting, marketing, working with the investors, a lot of things. So why I'm saying this is Intern Hub has the product now. If any entrepreneurs want to take this to the next step, if they have an understanding of how the marketing works, how the sales work, how the finances work, and how the products work, technology, I'm expecting a team of entrepreneurs so they can take this forward. We are happy to work with them. We don't want to be the controlling party or anything. We can discuss that, but we can hand it over. They can appoint their own CEOs, CTOs, whatever they want. But why we are not doing this? Because of MindMap, since we want 100% focus on that. So coming to my list of things. So this is about my journey. This is about MindMap. So if we are also happy to let other entrepreneurs know how we are doing this marketing. So if anybody is struggling with marketing for any product companies, we are happy to talk to them. We are happy to help how we are leveraging the technology. And also, we are happy to help with any service development companies to actually find the service business. But the problem with service business was for us actually there are a lot of factors. So unless you what do you call, break the chain of or maybe go outside of the Tamil community around the world, only you can sustain. But the Tamil community, So you can use it as a Kickstarter actually, or maybe I would say like in a vehicle there is a plug actually. That plug is used to just to start the engine. Then you can use the Tamil community for service business as that, so that you can kickstart the business, because it's easy to get the first project or second or third project, but it is not sustainable at all. You need to go outside and get the clients from different communities around the world. Then only it will be sustainable, because the market is very saturated. So that is one of the challenges in service business. And yeah. Um, and if and I also want to know, tell about what are the tools, AI tools we are using. So we mainly use ChatGPT paid version. So it's if anybody is thinking to whether we can use a paid version versus the free, I would suggest to go for the paid version. It's just $20, but it's worth. So you can use it. And we are using the paid version. So we use. You can see my chat history. So every day we are using this, the paid version. So paid version has different models here. You can use these powerful models to get different things. Even yesterday, I can give you an example. I was actually analyzing, I have a sales navigator. I was actually analyzing a company's employee details, and I wanted to export that as a CSV in LinkedIn Sales Navigator. Unfortunately, LinkedIn itself doesn't have that option by default. We need to use a third-party tool. And if we don't have this AI, what I would have done is to go and buy that tool. Actually, maybe $10 or $50. They have different prices. But what I did is I just copy that website page, just a Control A, and select all and Control C, copy. And then what I did is I brought the data and pasted in ChatGPT. Can you generate it as a CSV file? Then it just did within a second. I didn't have to pay for those kind of tools. So there are a lot of things we can do using ChatGPT. If you want to work with data analysis of CSV, those days, what I do is I actually use this VLOOKUP in Excel or maybe Google Sheet and bring those data and kind of thing. But now you just upload the CSV file and ask whatever you want to do with the CSV file. You can merge a CSV file, or maybe you can generate graphs using the CSV file. And I don't think nobody should be doing the graph generation or anything by actually defining the x-axis and y-axis and everything. So we just need to ask, as I said, we don't need to worry about how to generate graphs in Excel. We just need to ask, I need this graph, can you give me? That's it. Then the AI tool will do the job. And within a second or minute, the job is done. Otherwise, in those days, I would waste a week actually, carefully bringing all the data and merging those files and analyzing the data and generating the graphs and all sort of things. These are kind of use cases we have. And so the text formatting, the grammar checking or tone checking, everything, we use ChatGPT. And all our blocks here you can see MindMap AI. All these blocks are actually generated using ChatGPT. That doesn't mean you can just ask. You need to have a content or idea how your product works and how things work. But in those days, I was actually how I don't know about abroad, but here in Sri Lanka, I know people who work with content creators. So when I say content creators, those people are very good at English. Um, not the standard I have, but better than me. And they are good at grammar. They are good at storytelling. They are good at writing that blogs. So if let's say if I want to write a blog visualizing the history of innovation, how big a MindMap can get, or something like that. So then I have to, as a founder or the business person, I have to explain to that content writer what are my need actually. Then I have to do all sort of back and forth communication, and then they will come up with the first draft and then second draft, kind of things will go. And now, if I know what I want, I can just ask from ChatGPT, and Only thing I have to have a basic understanding of the grammar of the English, actually, the words, because you have to read it. Otherwise, there's no point. And then you need to know whether this will make an impact to the users, whether this block will actually be useful for the user, then we can write the block. Even Intel Hub blocks, all of the blocks was written using AI here. We leverage AI. That doesn't mean AI automatically does that, but we leverage all our blocks, all these. I mean, this would have taken 10,000 per block or 5,000 per block at least in those days. 10,000, I would say, 10,000. So here you can see how many blocks. So I would have paid around 9, 10, sorry, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 20, 200,000. In those days, if there's no AI tool or anything, I would have paid 200,000 for the content by minimum. I don't know about the actual rate was in the market, but now we are able to generate these contents ourselves, leveraging the AI. So because of that, we don't need more employees or more team members to do, because the AI is actually empowering one person to do many jobs. Now, the number of works we can do is improving. It is actually happening even in coding. So if we take coding, so we use Claude. You might have heard about this. It's kind of a competitor to ChatGPT, but Claude has our developers use Claude to generate code, so that we don't need a person who is good at CSS or anything, so that they can tweak these button and what do you call, adjust the colors or anything. So here you can see, I'll show you one thing. So we have released this feature today morning. So this color shade actually is given by AI, not by any UI UX designer or any front end engineer. This shade is actually given by a AI tool, this Claude tool. So these are the things a lot of things we are leveraging using AI. And these are the main two tools we use in AI. So one is for the code generation in our company, and other one is ChatGPT for all of our work, different types of work. So I would like to know from the audience as well, what are the tools you're using and what kind of purposes for that. So this is a gallery we built. Okay. So here, coming to my points. These are the things. So I think my 45 minutes, Jagan, how much time do I have?
No, you've used all your time, but it's really interesting.
Okay.
So
So how much?
Shall we?
Yeah, we can. Yeah, we can.
Do you need another couple of minutes, 3-4 minutes, or?
Yeah, so 3-4 minutes. I'm willing to help any service companies who want to do projects. So anything. So they want to start a service business, because we don't think we will be doing that in next year, this year, or maybe next year. So we will be a product company. So we will help them to kickstart their service business. We can share our experience and learnings and all sort of things, pricing strategies for service business and everything. We can share those experience with them. That is the one thing I want to say. And for Basi.lk, if anybody is interested in the partnership or acquisition model, so I'm happy to talk to them. And in Intel Hub, I'm looking for a dedicated team and entrepreneurs who can actually take this to the next level if they want, if they are interested. And MindMap AI and the diagrams are our plan for this year and next year. That's all.
Okay, thank you. Very, very interesting. Before I ask questions, can I ask the rest of the audience, do you have a question for Prasanth?
Yeah, Jagan, I don't have a question, but I have been using Prasanth's product already. And Prasanth, thank you so much. It's a wonderful product. And I have already started using your product in my business. And I was quite excited to know that it comes from Jaffna. And
Yeah.
thank you. Just wanted to tell you
It's
that. Thank you.
it's probably made in Jaffna, but unfortunately we can't label it as made in Jaffna. It is actually you can see the agreements in the website. It's based on a US company agreement. So you are actually putting the contract between the US company of 3AxisLabs versus you, but it's actually made in Jaffna.
Thank
So,
you.
so
Thank
you
you. And
created
keep
a
up your
US company owned by you or owned by 3AxisLabs, is that right?
It's owned by three of us, myself and my two other co-founders.
Right.
The reason why we wanted to create a US company is in Sri Lanka, we don't have Stripe payment gateway. So without Stripe, we can't do this SaaS business or to collect money from users from different part of the world. It's not just America or Canada. It's from
Yeah.
everywhere. So
Yes.
Stripe is the most powerful payment platform in the world nowadays. So we wanted to use that, and Sri Lanka, in the company as of, I mean, the Sri Lankan company can't have a Stripe payment gateway. Because of that, we registered a US entity, and we are getting the Stripe, and we are getting the payments from there.
Yeah. Bas, you had your hand up. Was your hand up?
Yes, yes. I
So you
got
go
two
ahead.
questions. First one is thank you for your presentation. The question is in regard, you said you have three founders. How do you manage them? What kind of equity they have, and how do you friendly go forward? How are you? Maybe you must be having your own challenges. How do you do that?
Yeah.
That's my first question. Thank you.
It's a great question. So, what I believe for entrepreneurs, so if you are starting a company, it should be equal. There's no difference. So, my co-founders are my complementary skills. So, myself, I have the experience running the startups previously, and know the operations or the connections and the marketing sales. And my founders have a strong skill set in technology. These two people, Nirojan and Sahitya. So one is having 15 years of experience and the other one is having 10 years of experience. So we are thinking ourselves as equal. So 33% equal, one third in the company. And how do we manage ourselves? So we have conversations, we have arguments, we have debates. Uh, we have even sometimes a misunderstanding. But how do we solve this? Since we have three co-founders, it's not a. If we have two co-founders, and now I feel three is better because if two, then you say bye and that person will say bye. Okay, done. Then they will take some healing time to reconnect. So that is not good for the company. But here, because in a startup, different opinions comes and different what do you call way of thinking comes, different argument comes. So when we have three, when two people are not aligning, the third one will come and say, okay, this is the reason why Prasanth is saying for that, and this is the reason why Saityan is actually saying. So this is how we need to align. That the third person can help with the alignment. So three is a good number for us actually. So that is why also we named our company as 3AxisLabs. The 3Axis means three co-founders. We were out of naming ideas and we came up with this one. And yeah, I hope I have answered your question.
Yes, I will. I mean, once Jagan gives your number, I will have. My name is Vasigaran Rajesh Dure. Vasi Rajesh Dure, founder of JaffnaPost.com, right?
Okay, good to know that.
Yeah.
So, Vasi,
Jagan, can I ask my second question or shall I wait?
So can you just wait? Radha has her hand up, and then I'll come back to you, Vasi.
Thank you, Jagan.
So
Thank you.
You're muted. Radha, you're muted. So Radha, you're muted.
Send a message, maybe call her.
Yeah. So Vasi, do you want to ask your second question until?
Yes. Can I do that?
Yeah, you go ahead.
Okay. The second question is actually, I want to have a few more features in my website, like matrimonial, like people looking for partners. The second one is real estate sales, And the third one is like there's another third one, jobs, right? So tell me whether you can bring your skills and we can have some understanding how we can share the revenue. You can answer that later, or you can briefly answer now if you want to. Thank you.
Yeah, that's a good opportunity to what do you call, since you're bringing this to develop. But how I can help here is actually maybe I can have a call with you and
Yes,
understand your high level requirement, and
sure,
I can recommend some good companies in Jaffna
sure.
who take this as a service project, and because I don't want to. This opportunity to go to India or Vietnam or Philippines or anywhere. So it has to come to Sri Lanka and especially in North. So,
Yeah.
Sure.
and I can work with you, have a call, and then I can recommend some partners, and
Yes,
you can evaluate them and
yes.
work with them. So the one
Okay.
in this point, I want to tell one thing. So I hear a lot of complaints from our Tamil community outside of Sri Lanka. Uh,
Sure.
so they sometimes complain, okay, we work with these companies, but they are not doing the work. They have cheated them. They have scammed them. They use these very harsh words, actually. Uh, what I want to tell is actually, how did you actually evaluate them in the first place? Why did you went with that? Why did you go with that company? Because if you don't know anything about the technology, you should actually bring a technology person who can understand the team's capability, whether this team can actually do this. And it's not a, I mean, if they decide the company by window shopping, and if someone actually quote a lowest price, and okay, since these people are asking 1/5 of the company which was asked by some other company, then it's a mistake of both parties, I would say. So a lot of people use that, I mean, used to say that complaint, but here I would say, if the client is not a techie, then bring the technology partner on the table, to the table, and then evaluate the team's capability and founders' capability. Because a lot of Jaffna companies are very small, medium companies, not a big, large corporations. So you can talk to the founders, our team. You can understand their capabilities and previous projects, and then decide to give the projects, not
Yeah.
just based on the lowest price. That's the
Yeah.
that's a advice I want to give. Because if you decide to give the project based on the lowest price, then of course it will fail, and then we will be blaming the parties that they have scammed, cheated.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Radha, would you like to take your
Yeah.
question?
Thank you, Mr. Jagan. I'm actually accidentally got this meeting from Facebook. Thank you for, I didn't know all this going on since 2020. I recently started a service business, but I'm looking to develop an app as well in the health sector. So I can actually provide trainings for people. But you already have this job service sector. You explain that you're going to give it away to entrepreneurs, Prasanth. And I'm actually developing another company in UK that actually have a recruitment company. I want to publish all varieties of jobs within the UK. So our community and other international communities who are struggling to find jobs will able to find jobs. And also I can be an intermediate person to get the payment rights, because at the moment in international level, any international public are actually struggling to get the right payment for their skills and jobs sometimes within the international market as well, not just the Jaffna. So I'm just looking for app developers and also people like you, because I couldn't find anyone in Jaffna because I was searching for it. I managed to find some Tamil software companies in UK, but they didn't have all the products. So I ended up going, even though my company is in Jaffna, I ended up going to Bright HR, and I had a contract now, and they are providing everything because I wanted a app where the person can open when they start going to start the job. They will then sign in. then they will sign out as well. So, and also I'm looking for notes to write when they are working in the service assistant. So I am looking at very complex app as well. That's
Okay.
I'm thinking you could help me with that. And second app I'm looking is training app, because once I have a training app internationally, I think we can sell it, or we can actually contract it to, for simple example, hand hygiene. Hand hygiene is a tool that every restaurants use them, health sector use them. So I needed something. You mentioned about AI chat GPT, but I wanted practical side. Then I can actually assign them. I can observe them. Some exist in international level, but I don't know who. This is a big corporate level, but I want to narrow it down to where people can access small trainings. So then I can facilitate that. It would be really helpful. You could guide me here. And I want to use mainly Sri Lankan technical people as well, because I don't want to. I already assigned with Bright HR in Manchester, and they are going to be onboarding, and they're going to do a lot of work with me.
Rather, can I ask you, where are you based?
Actually, I'm based in UK, but at the moment I'm in Calgary with my mom. It's here is 5:30 in the morning. I had to set the alarm 4:30 to join today.
Oh,
Okay, thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
I find this is an opportunity that I need to learn, so I couldn't miss it. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
So, Prasanth, can I
Yeah.
pick that one up? So what
Yeah.
Prasanth was saying to Vasi is that Prasanth has got out of the business of building apps.
Yeah, I
But
heard.
I'll be sharing his contact details, and if you speak with him,
Yeah.
then maybe he can advise you on other companies in Jaffna.
Yeah.
Because I know there's another company, I won't name it, but that too has evolved from doing bespoke work to building product. And they too are like Prasad, they're no longer doing these sort of specific bespoke developments, but they, like Prasad, they don't want that work to go outside Jaffna. So there are a couple of companies, and even if you can give me an idea of what your requirement is, maybe I can help. Also, the YAL IT Hub. So if you can connect with them, maybe they can be useful.
Okay. I mean, I already have a staff. She's IT specialized, and she's we are using as a HR at the moment, because we are developed almost HR side of it for the care service sector. I'm developing. My company is, I think I already text you, Mr. Jagger, and Galaxy Care home sector. But in UK there is lots of apps, and lots of people provide all that training, all in packages. When it's come to Sri Lanka Jaffna, I find there isn't anything exist for me to use it, so I had to create everything.
Okay, rather. So let's take that offline to keep this. But if you contact me or contact Prasanth, Vasanth, sorry, rather, thank you for your question. Vasanth, you have your hand up.
That's good. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm happy. That's a great requirement. So I'm happy to help Radha. So I will, maybe we can have a 1 hour call or something, just a discovery call to understand what you are looking for. Maybe I can give the right directions of the companies and the people who you can work with, and also the best practices in the software development. So I can tell these are the steps you should not actually avoid when you go for the software development. So I can help with that. So the one steps since you have asked these two ideas, I can say for anyone who wants to start a software development. So don't avoid this UI UX designs. That's the first phase one of the, so you can discuss anything, you can document anything, you can put out things in Word document, Excel or whatever. But at the end of the day, before just starting writing the code, just design the UI UX design. So using Figma or any other tools, you need to come up with a visual design. So these days, these mock-up tools are very, what do you call, advanced, and we can simulate how the app is going to be without even writing a single code. that will actually minimize the misunderstanding with the development company and the client. So this is the first step. And most of the people will jump the UI UX process because they want to save a $2,000 or maybe some sort of amount, and they can just start the development. And that's a mistake. And there's 100% chance, or maybe 90% chance the projects will fail if you don't start with the UI UX design. So that's a learning, and we never avoided that. And that's why we were able to deliver all the projects successfully. And I would advise for anyone not to avoid the UI UX steps. That's the first one. Development can go wrong. Even you can find a special. You don't have to work with one agency. Don't go to find one agency who can do everything. Maybe you can work with a UI UX agency who can actually help developing the UI UX mockup, and then you can actually procure the development agency. That's another way of approaching. So mostly what happens is, here what I have seen, some people are very expertise in one particular job. Maybe let's say if a person is very expertise in UI UX, and that people, when they get the opportunity, because that's a window or the door people always tap. So whenever the projects start, and that people will start a development agency then. And that's a wrong thing to do sometimes, because if they don't focus on their niche and then they will start development, then where they don't have the expertise and they miserably fail. And that is also because maybe there are a lot of reasons why projects fail, and that is one of them. I would say UI UX can be done by one company and the development can be done by another company. If we understand that, and there is a high percentage for the success of that project.
All right. Thank you, Prasanth. Prasanth, so Prasanth will be the last question because we're running out of time.
Hi, I got one question. It seems you guys are really busy with this MindMap tool. You build a great product, and if you're getting that many customers coming in, that's well done. That's great. But one question I would ask is that I think are there any, or can you list me the apps which were developed in Jaffna, but they are now deployed in App Store and used to download and heavily subscribed by the client? Because I think when you said how do we evaluate the companies, I think one of the challenges, everyone says we can write this, that, but writing an app and then taking all the way to the App Store involves so many steps. People can write mock-ups, but to get that mock-up in the App Store, it involves so many things. And I think I'll give you an example. So I'm trying to build a couple of apps, and I managed to get hold of, or I have been working with a couple of vendors. And they all said, okay, we can write the apps, and they've done reasonably good job, but getting the apps in the App Store, Apple involves a lot of other things, because Apple need to validate the apps and they might reject it. And it is very difficult to say the vendor you go with have the skills to get the apps in the App Store. So do you know if there are any apps developed in Jaffna that are now deployed in the App Store, or any companies got that skill to get there?
Thanks for asking, Vasanthan. So I can I know some companies who have developed it. Even ourselves, when we were doing the service business, we deployed apps in App Store. Even our Basi.lk iOS apps in iOS, in the App Store actually. Even we have deployed clients apps as well and in iOS. So there are a lot of challenges. So because of the compliance policy, the Apple will come up with every time to time. So whoever understands that can actually help with you with your requirement to deploy the apps. So maybe we can have a call, maybe 30 minutes or something, then we can understand and the challenges, and then I can connect with the right people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
right. So I have some questions, but I need to wind up. So I'm going to speak with you separately, Prasanth.
And Jahan, I'm sad because when we are in a point not to take a service business, I'm getting a lot of service requests here.
Yes. No, I'm interested to know, when you're not accepting service requests, then are you getting enough revenue from your subscribers to MindMap AI to run your business?
Yeah, we have already started to get the revenue. I mean, it's better than doing service business. Even if you do service business, if you, let's say our runway is X amount of dollars, so we are almost halfway through there. So we have another 50. So our idea is not to stop with that to manage the runway, but to scale to a different level. That's what our goal. So maybe for that we need investment for the growth, the next level of growth. But to manage the runway, so you won't believe what we decided before. It was a hard decision. So to give up the service business, we thought, okay, Niranjan and certain people will continue the MindMap, while Sai and myself part-time 50-50, and Sai full-time, my other co-founder, and his team would continue the service business for another 6 months, maybe until 2025 mid. But what happened is there was a lot of requirements in MindMap. Product roadmap was there to be developed, and we thought, okay, and we had the confidence that we can bring revenue from MindMap from these users to sustain our runway, the monthly runway, and so because of that, we were able to do that. And I also want to take this chance to thank our investor, Raj Rajaratnam. So who has, without his investment, it would have not possible to actually explore these kind of different strategies. We would have in a loop call of service business without exiting from that loop, and we would have wasted our time and energy there. And because of the investment, it was an investment for managing our I forgot the time term, to our cash flow. It's a working capital. So it's a working capital, so that I can, because it's sometimes the clients will delay the payment. That doesn't mean we are not profitable, but the delaying the payment, but I have to pay for the team and other suppliers, and that difference I need to have a cash. So there, that investment has helped a lot for us. And the other use case for our investment is to for the capital investment. So to buy things like laptops, or maybe that time, economic crisis time, we had power cut, and we needed a set of battery and inverter and some sort of setups to power the office. So that kind of setup, and we put this meeting room so that we can talk with our team, so that and the others can work. And so those things were possible because of the investment, and that investment gave us the confidence and the path to explore the MindMap AI product. That's great. Yeah.
Sorry, I have to cut you off. So we're going to wrap up now because we've overrun a bit. But thank you, Prasanth. That was amazing, really interesting. And thank you, everyone else. I hope that everyone has a great new year. And I will quickly wind up now. Okay, thank you very much. Have a good morning, good afternoon, and good night.
Thank you, Jagan.
Thank you, Jagan. Thank you, everyone.
Okay,
Good night.
bye.
Goodbye.